Hey folks, fellow YouTuber Creeboy411 said maybe I should come over and check out this Flea Mart. Said sometimes they have stuff in here. He lives in my general area, so thought I'd come over and give it a look because I haven't been in here, so check it out. I have found some video game stuff here and there. I got a couple things, but you really got to hunt for it. It's kind of hidden around in people's stuff. Get back with you here in a minute. I already had that football game, folks, but you see that basketball game? That's the very first video game I ever had. I might try to see how much they want for it, but I don't know who I need to talk to. But that was the very first video game I ever remember owning right there. It's probably like 15 bucks, is that one is? I don't know, I'm gonna look though. If it works, I might get it. Game Boy Advance bag. What do they want for it? $6.75. I don't have that type of Game Boy, so I think I'll pass, but check it out, folks. Pez Elvis. Elvis Pesley. Guess what, folks? PlayStation 1. It's a 5501, so I ain't getting it, and plus it's 20 bucks, and that's way more than I would ever pay. I'd only pay that for 1001 and only if it worked, so. A lot of eclectic stuff, which I don't mind looking through. It's cool. I just, you know, when you're hunting for one specific thing, you know, specific type of thing, it's kind of hard to hunt through all this. Hey folks, I found him. They do have some systems over there, but they want an arm and a leg for them. The cheapest one's 40 bucks. There's like, there's a 1001 PlayStation over there, but they want 40 bucks for it. And I'm like, try 10. But anyway, get out of here. Gentlemen, ladies, welcome back. Oh, made it back from the swap and shop Flea Mart. I did pick up a few things at Flea Mart. They had, you know, your standard fare. For some reason in there they had this like woman and man singing. It reminded me of the thing on Saturday Night Live with the people that would do the songs, you know, and sing like the newer songs, and they'd sing it with the little keyboard and the live mic. That was the type of shit that was going on in there, and they weren't even in tune. It was hilarious. I don't know. Hope they weren't getting paid. Anyway, I found some video game stuff in there. Not a lot, but the stuff I did see, like up at the front, they had about 8 or 9 systems, but they wanted like as much as if you went to vintage stock, and they weren't even cleaned or anything. They were like dirty. They had a Genesis Model 2 for 30 bucks. And no controller with it. They had a PS1 1001, which is cool, but they wanted 40 bucks for it. And I was like, man, fuck that. $60 for an Xbox, you know, loose, not even in the box. And I was just like, forget it. I mean, their system. They had a Nintendo 64 in there with no controllers. The jump pack, the top cover was missing, and they wanted $35 for it. No. I found one at the thrift store 2 nights ago that I passed up that was only $7.99 because I already have 2 of them. So, anyway, I figured I'd show you what I got over there at the flea market anyway. It'd be worth going in there every once in a while and looking around. It took me about an hour to walk through there just because you got to look in every little nook and cranny of every booth. And like I said, I did find a few games, so I'm not going to complain. The first the first couple booths I came to, they didn't really have anything, and then I scoped these Nintendo games, and I walked by this and went through the whole store and came back and picked it back up. But I ended up getting a copy of WrestleMania for $5, and I normally wouldn't have even paid $5 for this. It did come with a sleeve, and the stickers are in good shape. The only reason I went ahead and bought it is because it came with the instruction book. It had it with it, and they also had an ice hockey for $5 that had the instruction book. But I didn't have this game, so I went ahead and got it. But the ice hockey, I already have a copy, and I couldn't justify paying $5 for an instruction booklet, so we let that one go. A couple booths later, I saw some Nintendo games. Most of them I already had, and then there was a couple sports titles that I didn't want. And then they had this one that I went in and picked up. It's called To the Earth. I don't even know what this is, but it was $3, and the labels looked good, and so I picked it up. At the second Flea Mart I went to, you just took the stuff up to the counter, and each of the individual booths had their like number written on it or whatever, and then I guess they just do something in the computer. Because I didn't have to pay to get in, and I didn't. The other ones, you got to pay the person right at the booth you're at in the moment. So anyway, I wandered around. Actually, all the rest of the stuff I found at different booths. So basically, all the stuff, the 5 things I found at 5 different booths. So you really got to look. The next booth I saw had 2 Nintendo 64 games. They had ECW, which I think I already have a copy of, and then they had this one. And I've never played any of these, but it's Pokemon Stadium for the Nintendo 64. I've never played any of the Pokemon games ever, any way, shape, or form, so I don't know if it's any good or not. But it was $2, and I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and get it. For some reason, Nintendo 64 carts are expensive out here in the Midwest. Unless you get them at like the pawn shop, and then usually it's all sports titles. At least at this Flea Mart, they had like a couple Mario 64s, they had a Diddy Kong Racing, and they had a Mario Kart 64, all that were $3 a piece. But I already had all those titles, so I didn't pick it up. I was only really after stuff that I didn't have today. The next one I picked up, the label was kind of grungy, but I couldn't pass it up. It's a copy of Resident Evil 2 for the Nintendo 64, and it was $3. And I've seen this for as much as 15 to 20 loose cart. So I was like, $3, I'll go ahead and get it. So anyway, at the last booth, I found a Gamecube game, and I decided to pick it up, mainly because I had seen someone else playing I think a sequel to this game, and it looks pretty cool. I can't remember the name of the game for sure, but I picked this one up for the GameCube. It's Jam Vendetta, and I think it was mrbughorn that is playing through the one I'm thinking of, and it looked pretty cool. And I figured I'd give the series a shot. This was $6, so I was like, and it's complete. So I figured, hey, I'll give it a shot. It looked cool. At least what mrbughorn was playing looked cool. So I think that's enough for me. I'm going to get out of here and go visit mrbughorn's site, because he's a cool dude and he's got some good playthroughs and stuff going on there. So I really dig it. So anyway, go check him out. That's what I got at the Flea Mart, and I'll go back there and check that one out again. I don't know when I'll go back down to Super Flea, because I didn't find anything down there except some overpriced Xbox games and a couple of GameCube games, but they were like double the price they should have been. So anyway, I'm going to sign off. Good to talk with y'all. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon. Bye.